Hey love! So I'm here today to wash my hair with you. It's been a week since I retightened my hair. I'm going to show you what my hair looked like when I retightened it. And I'm not sure if you can see or if you can tell, but my scalp is really dry. So since I've locked my hair, I've really been having this issue with dry scalp and flaky scalp, which I've never experienced before. So at the moment, what I'm doing is oiling my scalp every other day. I use almond oil mixed with castor oil and olive oil. And then I have some essential oils in there, which are peppermint, rosemary, lavender, and lemongrass. So I wash my hair once a week, generally. There are some times where I end up washing my hair every 2 weeks. So now it's only been 1 week since I washed my hair, because I retightened it last week, and I'm gonna go for it today with you. Now I'm also gonna show you what I do to avoid bunching, because it's the devil for me. When I got to a point in my journey where I started getting bunching, I really needed to find a way to get rid of it quick. So I'm gonna show you how I do that today. My hair's been retightened, and you can see that my scalp is a little bit dry. I don't know if you can see from here actually, but I can definitely tell that I need to wash my hair and apply some moisture in here. First I start by sectioning my hair into my grid. There's about 12 sections in my grid, and I plait down each section. And what I was doing, I'm not doing it anymore, but I'm going to show you for the purposes of anyone who's quite new into their journey. I'm only about to be 7 months in, but I don't feel the need to use these anymore. But I use these bands at the ends of my hair. When you first buy bands like these, they generally look a bit smaller like this. So I don't know if you can see the difference in size. That one's obviously a bit smaller, and that's stretched out. But what these bands are good for is not breaking off the ends of your hair, which are super fragile compared to everything else. They're so fragile, and you really need to take care of them. So try not to use elastic bands. You don't need to use elastic bands. These can be found in your beauty supply store, which here in the UK we'd call the hair shop. If I can find some on Amazon or anywhere online, I will link them down below. I'm gonna go down the middle of my hair and part off this side. And then I'm going to work on this side. So I section off that front piece of hair here, and then I've got 2 sections to go in the back. When I plait it, I want to make sure that all the hairs are kind of like pulled down together. Do you see this downward motion I'm doing? I'm pulling at the roots of my hair in order to keep the section tight. And I'm gonna just plait as if I would normally plait my hair to do a braid out or just to go to sleep. I'm not gonna leave a huge gap like I feel a lot of people have been told. And I'm gonna leave this section here at the end of my plait. I'm gonna take one of my bands and I'm gonna tie that on the end. Now, if you've got loads of loose ends and you're happy with your loose ends, you can leave that section out. If you don't want to have loose ends and you're looking to keep your ends really close up together and tied up, then with that band holding here, fold up that section into the plait so you have what looks almost like a ball at the end of your plait. Then with your fingers, you're going to go into the root of your plait and make sure that you can fit one finger through. If you can't fit one finger through, just tug downwards onto the plait so it can loosen up a little bit more. You only want it loose enough for your fingers to be able to go through it. You don't want it any looser than that, because that's when you can start creating issues within your lock, right? So then with this next section here, depending on how your hair is, if you're quite new into this and you're prone to slippage, you might want to section a big section like this one here into 2 or 4. It just depends on how you are feeling. So I'm going to just split this section into 2 and plait as I did the first one. And then when I have worked my way down, I add a band on to the end. And then I continue doing that all around my head. Again, making sure I pull down at my hair. And I mean, I do the same motion within the whole process of washing my hair, basically. You can see there's not that much space at the root for me to interrupt my locks, but there is enough space for me to get in there with my fingers and wash my scalp. Here's the test for going through. You can see I don't have enough space here now, so I'm going to just tug at it or pull away and get my fingers in and keep pulling down a bit more. I can see I've got enough space here and I've got enough space here. And if you're not using bands on the ends of your hair anymore, you literally just leave out your ends like this. If your plait stays in, you don't really need the band, in my opinion. I would say post 6 months, continue using the bands, don't not use the bands. But if your hair is unraveling a lot, and if your hair is generally unraveling on a daily basis, use the bands, because all that's going to happen by not using them is you're going to have a lot of work for your loctician, potentially repairs, or if you are just doing your hair yourself, you're going to have a lot of hair to fix. What the bands also help with is just keeping all of your hairs together. Here we are at the front of my hair, and here I just want to show you that each lock that I have here is pretty uniform, in that there isn't much bumping going on here. When you start to see little like loops coming up on your hair, that's bunching. That's what bunching looks like. We're not talking about bunching which happens at the ends of your locks, where the hair starts to really clump up together. We're talking about bunching on the body of your lock, which you want to stay uniform. Or for me, I want it to stay uniform. You might not mind. You might not mind that look on your lock. But for me, I want my locks to be quite uniform. Here I've got unraveling, but I'm not going to fix that right now. So I'm just going to show you how I plait. I'm not the fastest person at plaiting, but I'm just going to go in. I've got my 3 strands. Try not to mix them. It kind of doesn't matter which direction you plait in, as long as you've got the right amount of access to your roots. You don't want to have too much space, but you want to be able to fit your fingers through. So I'm plaiting this all the way down to the end. I'm leaving out my ends here because I want them to get some water, and I'm going to put my finger through just like so, just to know from all angles that I've got enough space to go in there and massage my roots like so. Onto the shampooing. My hair is only in these bands for the purpose of being cute for camera, but I'm going to show you. I use Giovanni 50-50 balanced, hydrating, clarifying shampoo. I love this stuff. It's for normal to dry hair, and it says on it that it protects overworked, overprocessed and color treated hair while locking in color with shine. Do I feel like it does that? Yeah, I feel like my hair is generally shiny. And then on the back it has a kind of like a scale, like this scale, and it says adds moisture and manageability. And on the scale of clarifying to moisturizing, hydrating, it's on 3 for hydrating. So it says that it's quite a hydrating shampoo. Now I use this shampoo for 2 weeks in between. Well, okay, let's say if I retighten my hair every 5 weeks, the week after I retighten it, I use a hydrating shampoo. It won't be until week 5 or the day before I'm going to retighten my hair that I will go in with a clarifying shampoo. Why? Because I'm washing my hair every single week. So as much as I need my hair to be clean, I also need it to be hydrated. If though, for example, I washed my hair with a moisturizing shampoo and I still felt afterwards like my hair was dirty, I would wash it again. So I'd wash it a second time. I wouldn't go in personally every single week with a moisturizing and hydrating shampoo, which is in comparison to on my retightening wash day, where I'll go in with a moisturizing and then clarifying shampoo. So with my shampoo, after all of that talking, I put my shampoo into a spray bottle. Now the shampoo is about up to here, which I did it in pumps, is about 30 pumps of shampoo, so about up to here, and then the water is about up to here. So I'm gonna shake this up and then I spray into the roots all around my hair. I go in and spray at my roots. I do tend to start at the roots of my hair and at the front of my hair. Don't be like me and try and pretend that this is all cute, because you need a towel because you will get shampoo in your eye, okay? But I rub in like so, and I try not to disturb my hair too much, because I've just learned that over scratching your hair causes your hair to come out of the lock. As much as it can also cause breakage, it can cause the hair to come out of the lock, and that is a problem that I do suffer with. I'll show you a picture here of what my hair looked like by the end of the 7 weeks that I waited to retighten my hair. My hair, I can't leave my hair that long to be retightened, and I can't leave my hair more than a week to wash it. However, if anyone has any suggestions on how to cope successfully with dry scalp with non-mature locks, please let me know. Please let me know if anyone's seen any videos on YouTube or anything where anyone talks about dry scalp and combating dry scalp. Please let me know. But you can see here, I'm really getting into the roots. Then I'm gonna put my fingers through and massage. Really get in there. There's no reason to do it fast. Get in there, massage that scalp. I've fully shampooed all of my hair. This is what it looks like. I still have shampoo left in my spray bottle. What do I do with it? When I finish rinsing this out, I just pour it over my head and lightly massage my scalp again. You can see at the back all the shampoo in there too. I make sure that all of the shampoo is rinsed out to the best of my ability. And I'm going to show you a tip. Or is it a tip or is it just what I do? I don't know. what I like to do with the front of my hair, which I feel is delicate, and I feel like most people's edges are delicate, I only lightly massage here with my finger. I don't go in super vigorously with my whole hand at the front of my head. And if you have short locks, like for example I have this one here that, well, it's not super short but it's not that long either, it is able to get into my plait because I've done quite a tight plait. If you've got even shorter locks, let's say your whole head is this length, you still want to try and get that plait in, but if you can't, use the band on the ends of your hair where there is enough space to get your finger in. So you've just got this bit out. Don't worry so much about the plaiting, worry more about getting your hair in a band that's not far from your scalp so you're not disrupting your hair too much. I take out a braid after I've washed out all my shampoo, like so, and I will keep allowing the water to run on my hair, especially on the section that I'm doing, and I'll pull through like this, and I'll specifically purse my fingers together and pull my hairs through. And the water is still running on it. However, be careful in this step if you are prone to slippage or your ends will become loose, because the water is naturally going to detangle your hair. So once you've got water running on it and you've gone through your roots, gone through your hair, kind of squeezed out any excess product as well, you want to plait it straight back up. If your hair is fresh and this is your first wash day, keep your hair in the braid, and instead of taking it out of the braid or the band completely, all you're going to do instead is squeeze through your braid. So the water's running on your hair and you are still, I've got my whole thing here, squeezing through and pulling anything out of your hair. This just avoids the hair basically slipping out of itself at the stage before it's locked, at the stage before it's tightly packed into your hair. So that all this means is that on my wash day, I don't ever really get a day where I'm like, oh, my hair's all wet and it's all out, because I've found that when I was doing that, when I was allowing my hair to just be out and shrink, that what was happening is it was just shrinking up and bunching out of itself. So to avoid any bunching, this is what I do. Now I'm going to continue going through my hair, and I'm actually going to mainly be focusing on pulling out any moisture more than pulling out any bunching. I'm using a microfiber towel here, and I just use it to squeeze out any water because I don't actually like my hair to dry in plaits. When I was post maybe 5 months, I did make sure I dried my hair in plaits, but as I said, I had to go through this process, otherwise I would end up with bunching when I took my plaits out when my hair was dry. So now what I'm going to do is squeeze through all the moisture and just twist my hair, because I like my hair, or prefer my hair, to dry in twists. So I'm going to show you that now. I don't suffering from bunching as much anymore, but I now just do this as a preventative measure. As the ends of my hair have still not locked, I don't want to encounter any bunching on those sections either. So I'm just literally gonna continue pulling through my hair and making sure that there isn't any bunching on my locks. The other thing that this helps with is separating my roots and making sure that they don't fuse together or marry. With my section, I take my towel and just squeeze it through. to take out any excess water so that my hair can air dry nicely. And then once I finished doing that, if I hadn't gotten this far into my journey where I feel comfortable that if my hair is not in a plait and tightly combined when it's drying, then I would start to plait my hair back up after I've squeezed out all the water and squeezed out any potential bunching from the roots. So instead, what I'm going to do, because as I said, I don't like my hair to dry in plaits, I'm just going to twist it. Your other options here, if you don't want to replait your hair or you want to style your hair afterwards and you don't like plaits either, are obviously to do 2 cane rows. You could do 2 flat twists even. That's what I've found myself doing a lot recently. You could do 4 plaits if you don't want your hair to dry super braid out like, but maybe wavy. At this time as well, I like to check the unraveling on my twists. You can see, or you might not be able to see, the hairs that are coming out of the lock here. There's like a lot of fuzz. I don't know why I'm trying to show you this far, but here I have a twist that looks as if it's unravelled quite a lot. As I've said previously, I'll just twist it back up. This one has definitely unravelled a lot. I'm just actually going to have to twist that back up right now because it's too much unravelling. But it doesn't unravel past the interlocked section or past the section that has almost locked, because my hair is definitely starting to lock now, so that's exciting. And the amount of water that I'm squeezing out almost makes my hair feel like it's completely dry. So where my hair is wet, I can still see like droplets of water coming out of these little curls. Oh my god, is anybody watching Blood and Water on Netflix? I think it's called Blood and Water. It's like a South African drama, and oh my god, I love it. This is what my hair looks like when you can see it's wet. If you have dry scalp like me, I have already oiled my scalp, basically straight out of the shower. So that's one side done, and now I'll move on to the next side and I'll come back when I am done. All of my twists are done. If you've watched all the way to the end, thank you for sticking with me. If you have had some insight from this, thumbs up this video, like this video, comment, let me know if you're going to try it, comment, let me know if it works for you. Thank you for watching. I'll post a picture here actually of what my hair looks like when I take these twists out. It's a much different result to plaits. So thank you for subscribing. If you have subscribed, we've reached 100 followers. 100 followers? Reached 100 subscribers, which is actually really exciting because I didn't think that anyone would be interested in what I had to say. So if you're watching this video and you're just like browsing through the Microlocs videos and you happen to find me, let me know in the comments. But yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you soon. Bye.